Don't look under the internet.
There. So, haha, I did it. Yay.
I'm
It
sure
works.
that's the way
This is how it's
everybody's
gonna
gonna
work.
go.
I don't fucking care anymore.
I'm glad.
Welcome, everyone,
Welcome.
to Don't Look Under the
Welcome
Internet.
to Don't Look Under the Internet.
Welcome
The
to
podcast.
Don't Look Under the Internet.
Podcast
The
The
podcast.
podcast where
where
one of us.
one of us,
Shut up.
One of us. Is this?
I know,
Is this
keep going.
annoying for people?
probably.
Keep fucking going.
I was just you were saying something and then I said it after you, so I'm waiting on your go now.
It's the podcast where
It's the
I
podcast
am very
where
tech illiterate.
I'm very no, I won't say it. I'll let you say that. Go ahead, keep going.
I was really hoping you would pull like a Grinch where I'm just like, I'm an idiot.
I'm an idiot.
You're an idiot.
You're an
You're an
idiot.
idiot. I love that scene in the
Yep.
Grinch. You're an idiot.
That's Doug.
Howdy ho.
That's Jason.
Hey.
I'm Mike.
Yep.
And I'm doing the Macarena. Oh.
I'm like a Macarena.
Yeah.
One Maca 2, Maca 3, Macarena.
Or Maca 5.
Nobody. Those
Moot
aren't real
is-
words there, right? It's just everything up to and after "Hey Macarena" is just mumbling.
It's
right?
just Maca, Macarena.
I don't. I haven't heard the Macarena in so long that I'm actually not even sure what.
Well, that would have been a good project for
Yeah,
earlier.
How would we have known?
Yes, goofed.
We didn't. Maybe we'll surprise
Um,
ourselves.
As you may have noticed, I didn't introduce Moot. And that's mostly because he is not
Stupid.
here today.
Yeah, he's doing.
He's got school.
Because he's stupid.
Oh, look at me. I'm Mr. Responsible Moot. Hurdy. I'm getting my master's because I'm so
Yeah.
smart and talented and handsome and beautiful. And everyone loves me. And I have all these awesome friends. And I am just
Mike,
an overall
Mike.
wonderful person.
You're
Ooh,
saying
look at
this
me.
all out
Ooh.
loud.
This is all out loud, man.
It's not in your head.
No.
Oh, oopsie.
Well,
That's okay. Moot, ignore all of that. I didn't mean it. I can't let Moot know that I love him. I can't.
No,
I will
that-
never
that's-
compliment him to his face.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You should
never.
Yeah.
Why? I'm upset that we're even talking about this right now. I don't. I don't
Moot's love
understand.
pisses me off.
Fuck you, Moot.
Yeah, you big hairy ape.
No, don't get there. Don't go there yet because I have to do housekeeping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yes.
That's true.
Does that
actually,
mean you
yeah.
want to
We have
give
to
a big old
Diluti.
diluti
Housekeeping.
clap above your head?
We have a few patrons today that we want to shout out. If you go to patreon.com/deludipod, you can be a patron as well. We can cut this out if we don't want to mention it now, but I will say we are looking into this other site called Fourth Wall,
Oh yeah.
which is pretty much the much better version of Patreon.
Yeah.
We can use it to host our site, give out custom merch, do custom discounts on merch. We can use it to do literally everything we need. And it is far supreme when it comes to UI than Patreon. Patreon's
Yeah,
broken as shit.
It's pretty legit. So what'll end up probably happening is we'll have both options available for people.
Yes.
But we'll end up basically making Fourth Wall our like go-to for like exclusive shit. So we'll at some point we'll instruct people
Yes.
that if you want to, you can switch over from Patreon to
Yeah.
Fourth Wall,
Fourth
and
Wall.
you'll still get all the benefits that you were before.
Don't have to.
It'll
or you
just
can
be-
stay,
Yeah.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
you can stay on Patreon. You still get those exact same benefits. We're not rolling it out yet, so don't think you have to switch over now.
No.
I'm just putting the word Fourth Wall out there for when we do get it active. But if you decide to roll from Patreon to Fourth Wall, you get all the same content. If you decide to stay on Patreon, you still get the content that you're paying for. No matter what, you are getting everything you are owed. But we are going to be using Fourth Wall for a lot of extra stuff because they allow us to do that where Patreon does not.
And knowing
so-
us, all of these disclaimers might be for nothing whatsoever.
Yeah,
You
give
might
it a
not
week,
do
and
any
I
of
might
this.
just be like, Give it a week, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm actually quitting the show.
Actually, the show is dying.
Yeah.
We're selling off shares. We're liquidating. If you guys want teeth,
Liquidating Diluti.
we got about
Don't-
1 million teeth in the fucking basement. We're gonna auction those off.
Don't liquidate under the internet.
Yeah, that'll be the final stage of Diluti.
Yeah.
But yeah, we might not go there. We might do it. We're just talking about it. So if you do see
Yeah.
something about it later on, just know that Patreon, Fourth Wall, it doesn't matter. Wherever you are, you'll be getting the content you deserve.
Yes, but as of right now, patreon.com/DilutiPod. If you go there, you can get your sexy ass name or your ugly ass name, depending on what Doug and Jason think. Shout it out on the show. So this week we have a wolf.
A
Not
wolf.
a wolf. Not
Oh.
a wolf like the animal, like woof, like a dog.
Is it spelled
Bark.
WOOF?
Yes, a wolf.
And you're pronouncing it woof.
I'm pronouncing it like a wolf. Yes.
I
A
don't
wolf.
know what he's saying.
I don't.
I'm so confused.
So a wolf has joined the
wolf.
Patreon.
A wolf?
Yes. Oh, a wolf. Like WOOF. Wolf. Like a dog wolf.
I can't tell if he's saying WOO
I
or
don't know.
WOL.
He does
It's not
this
the
on
it's not
purpose.
the animal. It's not an animal. It's not a wolf.
It's the
a
noise an
wolf,
animal
like-
makes.
All right.
Yes.
A wolf.
Well, your
Okay.
your name is fine, but it infuriates me
I have to
because
give it.
Mike has to say it.
I have to give it an 8 just because it sparked this conversation.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Thank you, a wolf. We have Sky Seaman.
Yes.
Sky
Nice.
Seaman.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a very good one.
That's top tier right there. S tier.
Yeah.
Be like
And then we also have
that one.
We also have Safety Bunny. Put it on your front porch. Safety Bunny.
Is it actually just Safety Bunny?
It's Safety Bunny, yeah, but I was doing the Safety Torch
Safety
song
Torch
from
song.
Tobuscus,
That's,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
which
Safety
is a
Bunny.
name no one has brought up since 2009.
Safety door. God damn it.
That
I'm gonna
ain't-
give that one
yeah.
a solid 7, 6.5, 7 out of 10.
I'll give it that because it reminds me of
Safety bunny.
the bunny from Shin Chan that the little girl
Yeah.
uses to
Yeah.
punch her hate away. So I'll give them that
Safety-
one.
That's what it is.
Safety bunny implies that there is the existence of a danger bunny, and I also like that supposition. So yeah, that's a decent name.
Danger Bunny.
Danger bunny.
It's a jackalope.
Yeah, kinda.
That's cool.
Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining
It
us.
is cool.
Don't mind Mike's technical difficulties every single week. So for those of you that are new, this is
Not
and you-
new.
Yeah, this is not new. If you guys joined us right before we started recording, you get to tune into that pretty much every week. It's fantastic.
And my mouth noises.
Oh, yep, he's eating again. This is his dinner time.
It's probably just one baked potato.
Yeah.
I'll play it.
Not
No,
even baked.
It's the sweet, chili, spicy Doritos.
I thought you were about to
Oh,
say it
okay.
was the sweet and spicy baby Ray, like the sweet baby Rays. You're just squirting
was
it
bad.
into your mouth.
Guzzling a
Downing
bottle of baby
barbecue
Ray's.
sauce.
Hell yeah.
Gotta get in my
Um,
nightly barbecue sauce.
But thank you, patrons. That's really awesome of you guys. You didn't have to give, but you are.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
are at
bless-
94
bless your
patrons. Once we hit 100,
Soul.
once we hit 100, I'm drinking the mystery fluid.
God
I'm
damn,
doing
we-
that. I'm drinking that stuff.
Do you have a living will?
Hey, wait. Also, we
I
just
do.
we just
Okay,
hit
good.
900 subs on
Ooh,
YouTube. That
100
means
away.
100 more.
100, 100,
So if
100.
you're not
we did
a
it,
big old dumb stupid poo poo head,
baby boy.
you'll go and you'll sub because it takes you 2 seconds to do that.
You could also do that and then see me dabbing like I just did.
It literally
So if you want to
does
see that
nothing.
embarrassment.
It does nothing but benefit us
Yeah.
for you to take
Free
2
for you.
seconds to tap that
We're so
for us.
sub button.
Make Google pay
But
us.
anyway.
God damn it.
Patreon.com/DilutiPod. You could chuck in something
Or
or nothing.
Yeah.
But you won't
Yeah.
get anything if you do nothing.
you
But
will.
Again, thank
Once
you,
again,
names.
you
You're
get an
beautiful
episode
people.
every week for free no matter what.
Mike, could you do
Um,
something for me?
What up?
I need you to do something for me.
What can I do, baby? I can draw what I saw in my backyard last night.
If you could
In
get
your
us a
backyard.
drawing of that, that would be great.
It was this weird hairy man.
Good.
I felt like he was a little
Dale?
my dad.
That's
I
just your
feel like
dad.
he was a little out of his jurisdiction because you typically hang out in like the Washington area, but apparently he moved here and into my backyard.
Oh,
So
Dang.
well, so you just have this. Is this just your life now? Does he live there?
this is just my Segway,
Oh, your bird scooter. Okay.
my bird scooter. This is my
Bird
bird scooter.
scooty.
into-
Well, I'll let you land this bird scooter somehow.
Okay, so much like this, much like I like to talk to this hairy man in my backyard at night. Tonight, we're talking about a bunch of other hairy men.
Hell yeah,
We're
we are.
talking about the
Apes.
Battle of Ape Canyon.
We're just talking about
Ooh.
the lifestyle of being a bear.
Yeah.
Bear Force One.
Bear Force One.
Force One.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing
Yeah.
Ape Canyon today.
Ape Canyon.
This one's it's very straightforward, guys.
It's a-
If you like Yetis, if you like cryptids and the like, you guys will enjoy
I like
this.
Yetis.
Do you
I
like
like
Yetis?
cryptids.
You like cryptids? Well, you're in the right fucking place, Mike.
Remember that time we
Hmm.
killed that bonus tier we had for cryptids?
Yeah. Well,
They're coming here, I guess.
I guess so.
So I do want to put this out there. The rest of this month / into August is going to be kind of weird for everyone because there's going to be a bunch of episodes where we all can't be on them, and it's just a wild
Yeah.
couple of months. So we're gonna do some stuff like this. We're gonna try and get some bigger topics going. You guys are probably fresh off of Ted the Caver, which was just a fucking blast to do.
That was fun. That was a
And
ton
we
of
hope you
fun.
guys liked it. So just wanted to be upfront about where we're kind of going with things. So yeah. Should we dump into it? Should we dump
Let's
into
dump-
Ape Canyon?
Let's dump into
Yeah.
that canyon that's full of apes.
All right.
Where the fuck is Ape Canyon?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question, Michael.
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 Gonna-
So
Thanks, Douglas. What are you gonna full name me? Wait,
Yeah.
my mom.
you're in you know you can't bring up Janine and or with me around. I'll let this one slide. All right, so Ape Canyon is a gorge along the edge of the Plains of Abraham on the southeast shoulder of Mount St. Helens in the state of Washington. The gorge narrows to as close as about 8 feet at one point, and the name alludes to a reported encounter with several ape men in 1924.
Oh yeah,
Aren't-
man.
okay, I need to stop you right there. Aren't men already apes?
That's debatable, Jason.
Okay. Well, you know what?
Depends
You're
on
right.
who you ask.
That's very fair. That's you know what? I shouldn't have asked that question. I'm the asshole here.
We're not ape people.
No,
We're
we're
monkey people. Completely different.
That's
I think that's
actually
further
kind
from the
of
truth.
fair,
I guess,
it?
in a way.
Did we
Anyways,
we come from monkeys or apes? Because I know they're
Apes.
different.
We came from
we
apes.
came from.
You mean to tell me I
maples.
came from a gorilla and not
You mean to tell me a
machucan,
shrimp?
or what are they called?
You mean to tell me a shrimp tried this
You
one?
mean to tell me an ape battled this canyon?
Yes.
So real quick, Ape Canyon was heavily impacted in 1980 by the eruption of Mount St. Helens. And it's
Weren't we all?
adjacent. We were. Never forgetty. Never forgetty the eruption of Mount St. Helens. And it's adjacent to the steep Rocky Canyon is the present Ape Canyon Trail, which is super popular right now. Lots of people go. Obviously, it's just apes everywhere. So like, why wouldn't you? And if you didn't know, Mount St. Helens had a huge eruption in 1980 that is one of the deadliest and most economically destructive volcanic events in U.S. history.
Wow. It's you know
History drop.
you know it's fucked up when a volcano affects the U.S. economy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Were you going somewhere with
The
that?
dollar
With me?
bill
No, I'm just
dropped
commenting here, Mike.
that day.
First album.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah. Oh boy. But yeah, that is where Ape Canyon be like it do. So
Okay. I mean, we could
Yeah,
probably
so-
go visit.
If that's in Washington, I know a lot of like that is an area where a lot of like
Folklore?
like Native folklore, Native Americans all like originated. Like that's like a heavy area for like Native American folklore and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, one of the stories that comes from that area is of a race of people named the Seedica or the Siduca, depending on who you ask and how it's pronounced.
Duca.
Duca. And apparently, according to the legend, they were
Take that, Native American tribe, or mocking your name.
You
haven't
big
done-
old Ducas.
because Native Americans don't have enough white men shitting on them currently. Why not have 3 more? So the Seedica were a legendary tribe that lived in the Lovelock Cave area near Lovelock, Nevada.
Original fucking naming.
I didn't make it up. 1911, a large amount of artifacts and mummified human remains were discovered under 4 feet of guano or shit.
Bat shit.
By guano miners in Lovelock Cave. Now, see, that's...
Can you...
I forgot that was a profession. Like,
I was about to say, can you imagine being like, Ma, Pa, I'm going off to mine some shit.
Going to the shit mine today.
I'll be back in about 5 years.
What do you do for a living? I'm a poop wrangler. What do you do?
I wrangle the poop so no one else has to. But yeah, so these guano miners near Lovelock Cave discovered the mummified human remains of a very, very large individual. Although the cave had been mined since about 1911, no one really notified the authorities until about 1912. The miners destroyed many of the artifacts, but archaeologists were able to still retrieve about 10,000 Northern Paiute, which is the tribe that I'm talking about, artifacts from the cave. Items included a tool, duck decoys, nets, a pair of sandals, and baskets, several dating back well over 2,000 years, which, wow.
Digital dancing.
Digital dancing. The name Seedica itself means tool eaters. And tool is it's like a fibrous water plant, similar to bamboo, but grows in the water. In order to escape harassment from the Northern Paiutes, the Seedicas were said to have lived on rafts made of tool on Lake Humboldt. So apparently this was a houseboat loving tribe.
So
Love boat.
we're in international waters. You can't get us, other tribe.
Exactly. They found a fucking loophole.
So hang on. If these are giants,
yeah,
how the hell are you going to be giant and get harassed by normal sized people?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if there's
you be the
enough.
one doing the harassing?
Well, you see, Michael, if we go back to the Bible, there's a story about David and a Goliath.
You know what? You're absolutely right.
All you
got
need
me
is
on that
one rock and a slingshot, and they're done.
Yep.
And you could take down anybody.
Anyone.
Gods,
Doesn't matter who.
angels,
Yeah.
other men.
This is something worth exploring, I think. Let's keep talking about this.
Yeah, let's definitely keep this one on the back burner.
The last thing that I do want to say about the Seedica, aside from the fact that they were fucking massive, like I said before, they were between 7 and 8 feet tall, which is much larger than humans, especially in the early 1900s. But according to archaeologists Llewellyn L. Loud and Mark Raymond Harrington, writing in 1929, the Northern Paiutes have accounts of an extinct people living in various localities in Nevada. Nevada. They expressed doubts over whether these were real historical traditions or whether they should be regarded as an attempt by the Northern Paiute to explain the archaeological remains of a cultural period preceding their own. And it goes on telling several different stories from some locals about like the legends of the Seedicas and how they were massive, and sometimes like a lot of people would regard them as like degenerates and cannibals and basically everything that you would throw at a group of people that you just don't like for whatever fucking reason.
Maybe they were bullies.
The Seedicas or the Paiutes?
I don't even know anymore.
You don't even know what I'm talking about right now, do you? I don't even know what I'm talking about.
I don't even know. This is too many words.
There's so many people.
So one of the chief's daughters of a Paiute clan, Chief Winnemucca, wrote in 1883 about what she described as a small tribe of barbarians.
Did they give the first name of Chief whatever?
No, not where I'm looking. Do you have it?
No, I was just curious. I was gonna make a joke, but it's fine.
Go ahead.
So she wrote about a small tribe
Mason,
of.
shut up. No, go ahead.
I can't
Make a
because I
joke.
don't know the guy's first name. The joke doesn't have any meaning.
Damn.
It just says Winnemucca, also known as Bad Face.
And he named his daughter. So he named his daughter Sarah.
Yeah.
Great.
Sarah Winnemucca, daughter of Bad Face.
It is pretty bad.
What the fuck was I talking about? Right. So this small tribe of barbarians who were when she says that, she's referring to the Seedica, who ate her people And this was all in the book In Life Among the Paiutes, Their Wrongs and Claims. She also wrote that after my people had killed them all, the people around us called us Seidu Kara, which means conqueror. It also means enemy. My people say that the tribes we exterminated had reddish hair. I have some of their hair, which has been handed down from father to son. I have a dress which has been in our family a great many years, trimmed with the reddish hair. I'm going to wear it sometime when I lecture. It's called a morning dress, and no one has such a dress but my family. That's fucking metal as shit. They just literally
kept Bigfoot hair.
Well, yeah, like they just have they have a trophy dress from the time that they slaughtered a tribe of barbarians, according to them, but also knowing that they're just Bigfoots. maybe it's not as badass, but
Bigfoot.
I mean, I would say it's still pretty badass to just kill a. Who can say it? Yeah, I killed like 50 Bigfoot last week. What did you do? Like,
that. You know who can say that? That one dude with the katana from Stardust Ranch.
Oh my god. He's like, I got a Bigfoot head in the freezer back here.
Yeah.
I killed a couple grays.
I forgot about that guy.
Man is a legend.
yep, you don't fuck around.
But yeah,
We got
that's
many people mad at us about it. Well, actually, he said that he did this.
yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, nobody fucking cares. So how about
The man
that?
said that the Greys are plant people,
Well,
which actually might be right. Who knows? But
there's no reference. We're not talking about that
all
right
those,
now.
all
I'm
those
just-
people that are like, actually, were you there? Were you fucking there?
Yeah, actually, I was.
Can you name every alien ever,
Name
bro?
Name all the aliens.
Name every Bigfoot, jackass.
Oh man. Well, that's on that note. That's really all I have about the race of giants known as the Seedica, or the Bigfoot people that we are talking about in the story.
Well, that's just swell.
Why are So I understand that we've given some background here about what these things are, where Ape Canyon is, some folklore about it. Why are we talking about this at all?
Well, that's a great question, actually,
Even
because this
I
is
don't know.
this is like the main story that basically gave the canyon its name that we know and love since about noon today. So
good to
Sorry.
know
Just
you guys do your research ahead of
zinging.
time.
So Ape Canyon was reportedly the site of a violent encounter in 1924 between a group of miners, not small
I
children,
feel
but
like this
men
is
with
actually your first time reading this, and you actually didn't look up anything about the topic, and you just found the link.
Do you feel like that, Mike? Do you feel that way? Is that what's happening?
That'd be hilarious if that's what happened.
it's fucking Cryptid Corner all over again, man.
What are we doing today? I don't know. Let's decide 5 minutes before we talk about it. Okay.
All right.
No, I have more research than that in my belt. It was today that I started doing it.
I looked at it last night and I wrote it down today. But yeah, so fucking where was I? Okay, so so there was a violent encounter between a group of miners and a group of ape men. I had a whole joke about the word miner, but we're past that now. So yeah, and these allegations were actually reported in the Oregonian in an issue in 1924. So this is how the story goes. Basically, a group of gold prospectors entered into a tavern late one night on July 12th in 1924. They had reported that they'd like barely gotten away with their lives from an encounter with what they called mountain devils. So this started to attract the attention of a couple of park rangers who were intrigued by the story they were hearing. So a man by the name of Fred Beck, and he was one of the guys in this group. There was like 3 or 4 other guys with him, but this is the guy that did basically all of the talking, and he was able to corroborate his story with all the men that came back with him. So he mentioned while they were out surveying the foothills that it was very, very clear that something or someone was watching them. So they began to see all these signs that they were not alone. They were seeing like muddy tracks by their cabin. They were seeing like shadowy figures like running through the forest. And the weird thing is that they were seeing like large animals that would be like running on all fours, but then would start walking in a bipedal fashion.
That's just Gary Busey.
It is literally Gary Busey.
Sometimes the most simple answer is the correct one, and in this case,
Gary Busey in 1920s.
he is timeless. He will never die.
So, on the 11th of July, this was one of the first days that they were out there. They basically ate a late lunch and they were about to go back to surveying the foothills when they were walking along this like pathway along the mountain. And they basically, what I imagine is that a pack of Bigfoots and these miners were just like walking down the path in different directions, and then they just kind of like saw each other.
There's like whoop.
And nobody kind of knew what to do.
Oh, sorry there, eh? Didn't mean to. Just gonna squeeze right past you.
There's no way they sound like that. They got to be like, oh,
this
shoot.
is Washington.
I think they might sound a little bit more like this.
Can confirm that is Bigfoot's fucking.
That's
So-
what it sounds like.
So yeah, they came face to face with a group of giant creatures, 4 in total. He basically described them that they were covered in fur, looked like gorillas, and then as soon as they kind of had this awkward confrontation, one of the creatures let out an extremely loud roar and just like basically charged at the men.
Can you imagine it just being like, hello?
Oh yeah, it had to have been something like maybe like this. And then
And then a shitting your pants noise.
yeah.
Yep.
We should have took
Yeah.
the one. Anyways.
I was even looking at him.
So basically at this time, Bex said that he opened fire at the beast that was charging him, and he was basically able to shoot it until it kind of like crumbled to its knees and then it like rolled down the ravine. And it was at that time that the rest of the creatures got real pissed. But somehow it gave them time. The miners were able to like start running back to their cabin. So once they got back to their cabin, they basically took everything they had, started boarding up the windows, and just reinforcing this like little cabin they were in.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what else do you do? So once they did this, it was like right as they finished, like they could hear the beasts coming, and basically, I don't know, the logistics in my mind are calling bullshit on this because somehow they had enough time to run to the cabin, board up the cabin, and then as soon as the cabin was boarded up, then these big hairy beasts were then knocking at the cabin and like pounding
Well,
on the
it's all
walls and
about
shit.
it's all about the sport, Doug. There's no sport in killing. You know,
Yeah,
the
they just want-
defenseless thing.
They
That's
just wanted
fair.
a challenge for themselves. It's like the
Yeah.
story of the big bad wolf and the 3 little pigs. That's why he went to so many houses, is like he was looking for a challenge.
He was
Just
trying
all
to
that
unlock those
huffing and
Xbox
puffing.
rewards. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now the guys are fully under attack from these things, right? Loud roars and pounding on the cabin began, and they started to basically break down the barriers that they had just put up. And then the creatures realized that they couldn't fully get through the barriers, so they got on top of the roof, opened up a hole in the roof, and then started just throwing boulders through the hole at the miners inside of the cabin.
That's not safe.
Eating rocks.
They were like, "You done fucked up.
We're
You done
calling
fucked up."
We're calling OSHA.
Yeah. So basically, one of the guys got like knocked upside the fucking head and passed out, and then woke back up to them still throwing boulders through the roof. These Bigfoots were like a bunch of idiots. Apparently, they just I don't know what they were trying to do, but
Throw
so
boulders at them.
They weren't hitting
Also,
nothing.
it's he was like passed out for 2 hours, and they were like
Yeah.
constantly throwing.
And they were
Are
still
they
going.
constantly
They
throwing
missed a
boulders
man fully on the ground.
for 2
Yeah.
hours.
How many magazines did these fucking so they were firing at them, right? Is what I'm gathering.
Well, I
they
think they must have
hiding?
only had the one gun because
like,
it
if
sounded
this-
like he shot, and then they were like, "We're gonna hide now."
But like, why did they?
No, they
Why-
had 2 different guns. They had the
Yeah.
guy's hunting rifle, and they had a revolver.
Yeah.
At least.
But
Yeah.
like the way they say it makes it seem like that they had a shootout for 2 hours while this man was sleeping. Just took a quick fucking nap, and then he woke up 2 hours later and is like, "Oh yeah, I've gone through 68 and a half magazines. We're still going. They're throwing rocks. We have
Well,
guns."
my thing is,
No one's
This is
hitting
like-
anyone.
this is like the 1920s, so it's not like this cabin is like that big. So how have the Bigfoot's been yeeting
You are
boulders
right.
into
Big
the
things
roof.
were not invented
They-
until the 1950s.
They ripped a
Not
hole in the
anything.
they ripped a hole in the roof and like some of the walling down, but didn't get inside.
Think about like that scene from Stranger Things. If you've seen that in the, you know what? Some people probably haven't seen the final season of Stranger Things yet.
Not the
Well,
final.
not
can't
the,
believe
the second to
Vecna
last. Sorry,
Fucks Will's mom.
Vecna, I hardly knew her.
with someone else's dick. It's crazy.
He made someone shit their
Yeah,
own
just-
pants.
Picture like a bunch of Bigfoots throwing rocks, but they don't want to get hit by the gun, so they're keeping a whole floor in between them.
It's like a really intense escape room. You have to keep moving.
Serpentine.
So they go through this whole like 2-hour ordeal, and finally, once dawn hits, everything kind of quieted down. The growls and the banging and the rocks, they all ceased. So the miners determined that after a while, it was finally okay to leave, and then they fucking hot-footed it to the town of Kelso, which is where they entered the tavern and are now telling the story.
Okay.
So the two park rangers were like, we got to get you back out there. We got to go back out there and see what the fuck's going on, right? So they, after a while of convincing, they finally were like, all right, like we'll go back out there, because that's the last thing you want to do is go right back to that horrible nightmare. So
No, nonsense.
so they go back out there, and basically they see no sign of prints or Bigfoot anything, pretty much. But what they do find is the cabin just totally like busted to shit, fucking just as they described, roof caving in, walls fucking crashed, and that was like the only thing that people saw that was like, okay, well, I mean, unless y'all got like really fucking rowdy, I don't know, like, what do we say to this?
Yeah, how the fuck did this happen?
So that's like the main story. And then I have this little blurb. Basically, a guy, William Halliday, the director of the Western Speleological Survey,
Smash.
claims in his 1983 pamphlet, Ape Cave and the Mount St. Helens Apes, that the miners' assailants were actually local youths until the eruption of Mount St. Helens. Counselors from the YMCA's Camp Meehan on nearby Spirit Lake brought hikers to the canyon's edge, and related a tradition that in 1924 incident was actually the result of young campers throwing light pumice stones into the canyon, not realizing that there was miners at the bottom. Looking up, the miners would have only seen like dark shadow figures, pretty much, and the narrow walls of the canyon would have like definitely distorted their voices, like yelling and
So okay,
whatnot through the canyon.
let me
Hello down there.
let me get this 100% correct. Okay, we're talking about a structure that was caved in. The walls are being like they're falling over. There's a hole in the roof, and people are going, "Yeah, that was probably children. Children probably did this."
Well, see, that's
Children
the thing.
threw those boulders through the roof.
So that
What?
the story of these kids being the culprits actually came out a little while after this whole story
came
had
out
been
in the
published.
50s.
Oh shit!
And the dude, like the people that were involved in it, like most of them were like super like wishy-washy on the story, and a couple of them were like, oh yeah, it was probably just some fucking kids. But the Beck, fucking what's his name, Fred Beck, he like would not
Like,
take
dedicated.
that for an answer. He was like, no, they're fucking ape people, you fucking dicks.
Yeah,
and,
like straight
like,
up, they're like, no, they were kids, man. He's like, nah, monkey men. I know what I saw.
Yeah, so there's that's what we have on
Do you
that.
think?
That
Do
is
you
a
think the
retelling of
kids-
events. That's for sure.
Do you think the kids were like looking down the canyon at like the miners, and they're just like, "You're an idiot," and then the miners just hear,
I'm an idiot.
"I'm an idiot."
Yeah, pretty much.
I hope so.
It's just some kids being like making monkey noises, but it's all distorted, so they just hear like,
It's monkey men.
and then a fucking rock hits a dude in the head, and he's like,
That's
oh.
a Bigfoot.
That would be funny if like there was a rock slide like right at that exact moment, so it seems like either children or Yeti men like destroyed this house with boulders.
That is a large gap in what it could have been. A child
they could've-
or a Bigfoot are
They could've
very
been, like-
drastically different.
They could have like, no, stupid. It wasn't a monkey man. It was a
It was a
bear that just
bear.
caused like a rock slide. No, they're going with no. It was the local YMCA troop
Yep.
that was yeeting boulders down a canyon.
Well, the thing that I was
Silly.
curious of is like he's like, yeah, I shot one and it like tumbled down the ravine. Like, go get the body.
He shot a child.
Exactly. If it was a child, this man just literally admitted to shooting a
child, right? And
Yeah,
so
well,
if,
and
now we've got
in
like,
this-
if this is correct, that means you shot a kid. If it's not correct, that means you're not fucking bonkers. And now we still have to explain all of this shit that just happened.
Yep. And in the story too, they mentioned that when they shot it and they're running away, like they noticed in like the tunnels and caves that they already passed, like they saw other figures
Yeah.
coming out of them. So
You know,
where the
there
children
were
live.
multiple. There were multiple YMCA troops in all the caves, and all of them were just
There's a honeycomb tunnel system that covers the planet. They all connect to every YMCA, and it's a big conspiracy. And YMCA troops are really the NWO.
Did you know that the Village People's song YMCA is actually based on these events?
You know what? That explains why the Wall of Death we were a part of when we started at Riot Fest was so fucking violent.
Jesus Christ. If anybody wants, and it's really hard to do this, but if you like YouTube Village People Wall of Death at Riot Fest, I'm almost positive that the first video that pops up, you can clearly see Jason
Yeah.
and myself in a big pile of schmutz.
And then you don't see
then-
us anymore.
Yeah,
Just-
and then you just kind of see us like in a conga line. It's a whole thing that happened.
That was a good day.
Yeah,
good
enjoy.
to know the YMCA
trying to-
boys still got it.
Oh yeah.
That was one of the wildest pits I've ever
Dude,
been a part of. Like
ever.
literally.
You know what else is wild?
What?
That there's another
kidnappings?
story to this.
Disappearance
There's
of Jim
another story to
Carter.
this. The president himself,
Jimmy Carter.
the Bigfoots tried to K the P.
They did try to K the P, I guess if if you want to make 10 logical leaps here. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There was a pretty well-known story attached to all of this, the Battle for Ape Canyon, just Bigfoot in general. And that is a story that's all about the disappearance of a skier named Jim Carter. Now,
Sadly, not the president.
not the president, no, because he went missing. So
He was too busy getting rid of his peanut farm to battle the apes.
right, exactly. What? So anyway, this
Jimmy Carter had to give up his peanut farm because
oh
people were
right,
like,
because
"Oh,"
yeah, he can't own a business while he's a president, and
and that just kind of fucking went away, didn't it?
yeah, that kind of stopped happening. But yeah, I could talk about that a lot, and I'm not going to, because it's not about apes or Bigfoot men or aliens or
about
anything.
peanuts.
It's about Peanuts, Mr. Peanut, and his son. So this story was actually picked up by a couple of different newspapers. I think there's 3 variations of it. They're essentially it's the same story 3 times with like very minor differences in all of them. But the one that kind of covers everything was written by Marge Davenport she worked for the Oregon Journal. Marge.
We haven't done that in a while.
We haven't. It's been a fucking minute. I didn't think I was gonna have it.
Marge.
She wrote this story in August 1963 in an issue of the Longview Times, and it was called Ape Canyon Holds Unsolved Mystery. And I'm just gonna read this very short excerpt out because it literally covers the entire fucking thing front to back way better than I could in my own words. So Carter's complete disappearance is an unsolved mystery to this day, declared Bob Lee, a well-known Portland mountaineer. Dr. Otto Trott, Lee Stark, and I finally came to the conclusion that the apes got him, said Lee seriously. Which,
They just jumped right to.
yeah.
He didn't die of
The apes got him.
hypothermia.
And I love that.
No, it's the apes.
I love that
They got him.
they
They're coming right
included.
for us!
I love they included that said Lee seriously, because you have to put that in order to know.
Mhm.
On the way down the mountain,
Lee, for real.
on the way down the mountain, Carter left the other climbers at a landmark called Dog's Head at the 8,000 foot or 2,400 meter level. He told them he would ski around to the left and take a picture of the group as they skied down to Timberline. That was the last anyone saw of Carter. The next morning, searchers found a discarded film box at the point where he had taken a picture. From here, Carter evidently took off down the mountain in a wild, death-defying dash, taking chances that no skier of his caliber would have taken unless something was terribly wrong or he was being pursued. He jumped over 2 or 3 large crevasses and evidently was going like the devil. When Carter's tracks reached the precipitous sides of Ape Canyon, the searchers were amazed to see that Carter had been in such a hurry that he went right down the steep canyon walls. But they did not find him at the bottom. We combed the canyon one end to the other for 5 days. Sometimes there were as many as 75 people in the search party. After 2 weeks, the search was called off. And so, I mean, that's everything you need to know. Apparently,
The apes got him.
Yeah, the apes must have got him. This guy, he was skiing and he was going to take a picture of the group he went with, but as soon as he did, one thing they do say about the story is they do find like signs of a struggle near the empty box of film, and it looks like something happened. You can see some bigger footprints, but yeah, the weird thing is the ski tracks that go literally like off the side of the mountain.
Ape it love
I
pass.
really hope that like they have all these records of like, yeah, no, on that day, like there was a really bad avalanche, or like on that day, like there was a lot of wolf murders that happened, or bears were super aggressive. There are all these like perfectly logical scenarios, and yet they're just like, yeah, no, the ape men got him.
Just the apes got him.
No, like, but we see.
That is a very disturbing sound. I just
them apes.
I can't not picture like this rock hard Yeti just like fucking another Yeti, and that's just making the faces and everything, and that's the noise that's coming out of whatever landscape I've discovered.
This
How about a
entire
drawing,
time,
Mel? Can you get us a drawing?
I don't want to.
this entire time that we've been talking about this like whole topic, I've been thinking of the like mutated howler monkeys from Futurama.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
yelling, mom, mom.
I forgot about those.
Mhm. But
So yeah, that's all I
that's
have on
kind of-
Jim Carter.
That's-
What do we have on? Is this connected to like any other big conspiracies or any other like well-known topics that some people might know of or have heard of?
yes, and
Yes, and I love it.
yes, it is. So here's the thing. That pretty much sums up the legends that come from Ape Canyon. But the fascinating thing is this shit is happening in the same area as like the main problems from the missing 411 and the Valley of the Headless Men.
Oh shit.
They both are taking place around this region, just a couple, dozen miles or so away from each other. And even the weird thing is, even the guy that made that wrote the book on the missing 411, David Paulides, whatever his name, Paulides.
Pleiades.
I don't remember how to pronounce his last name, but Doug,
Pleiades
you
is
remember
that
who he is.
Star system.
Right, Pleiades is
Yeah.
the star system. I can't fucking
Yeah,
keep
but
it track.
Doug remembers who I'm talking about because we covered him in the missing 411 episode.
Yeah, because it's the cave system. I
Yeah,
mean,
the
besides
honeycomb.
the north or
tunnels.
the northwestern like forests and mountain ranges.
Mhm.
If you know your Bigfoot lore, that's like the hot spot for our furry friends to the northwest.
Yep.
Apparently, there's a
But
spot in the
even-
Atlantic Ocean where you can spot Bigfoot, according to the Bigfoot Tracker app, where it shows where Bigfoot sightings have taken place. There's one in the
Well,
Atlantic Ocean.
He's just going through doggy paddling and everything.
He's
but
training
no,
for the Olympics.
guy, the Bigfoot Olympics.
Yeah.
The big
But this year they take place in Taiwan. Isn't that fun?
Oh, good.
But the guy that wrote the book, literally wrote the book on the missing 411, is like,
Oh yeah.
there's probably fucking Bigfoot afoot. The valley, the Valley of the Headless Men. Like a lot of that is a mystery where these people just keep coming up headless, hence the name.
Yeah.
A lot of the theories are that it is Bigfoots that are going through there.
Is it big
What is
feet
the
or
plural?
Bigfoots? Yeah.
It's Bigfoots. It is Bigfoots.
It is Bigfoots.
Big feet.
Yes, it is. It is Bigfoots.
Big feeties.
A pack of big feeties.
But the
I like big feeties.
the Valley of the Headless Men, that can make sense as well because that is in the Bigfoot territory. That is in the territory
Yeah.
that belonged to that ancient tribe of giants.
The
So it is entirely
Seneca?
possible. Yeah, the Seneca. So it is entirely possible that
Not the Duca.
they are the
Same
cause
thing.
of a lot of the problems. Now, here's the other thing that I'm gonna blow your mind with. What if Bigfoots are aliens? Now hear me out. Not just aliens, but interdimensional creatures. Now here's the thing.
Are they the ones causing all the mutilations?
They're actually they're just blurry.
Yes, it's an active camouflage.
That's just
of
how
this, so
they
can't
look?
be
Yeah,
caught
that's
up.
just how they look. They're
Yeah.
blurry.
Actually, they have an active camouflage that makes them blurry on our things to capture them with, so they can't be, all the way seen. It's like a predator camouflage, just a little
Well,
shittier. But not the
Yeah.
point. Anyway, so the big thing going on here is we have in this story Fred Beck, who everyone, I believe it was Fred Beck anyway. Everyone else from the story of the Battle of Ape Canyon started to kind of like teeter, and they started like second guessing themselves later on, like in their lives, where they're just like, yeah, it might have been that YMCA troop. Fred was like the only one to be like, no, it's fucking Bigfoots. To the point where he was like, you know what? These guys are interdimensional creatures. That explains a lot about these creatures. They are, and people are like, oh, are they stupid? He's like, no, they're hyper intelligent. These are hyper intelligent beings coming from a different dimension. And he is actually like putting his foot down on that. And the guy from the missing 411, David Paulides, or however he pronounced his fucking last name, I forgot already. He agrees. He thinks that Bigfoots are actually interdimensional creatures that are coming over to our dimension to observe and report. And actually, there is a sighting of, there's a story about a Bigfoot sighting where someone saw a UFO pretty much rip into the fabric of our universe, and it opens it up, and the UFO opens up, and a Bigfoot walks out. And the Bigfoot is hyper
Oh.
intelligence, wearing a whole uniform and everything. But the problem is with this story was, if I remember correctly, a couple Bigfoots actually came out, and they accidentally left one behind, and he just scampered into the wilderness. So
Hyper
the
intelligent,
running
my ass.
theory, the running theory is way back in the day, these hyper intelligent, cross-dimensional beings came over to our dimension. They lost the ability to go back to their dimension, and they just became more animalistic. That would explain why
Can
we
you-
have these native tribe-esque ones. Maybe that native tribe came there from another dimension, and they just couldn't find their way back to their own place of living.
Can you
They just
imagine
kind
though,
of
real
became a
quick?
little dumber. I'm not done. They became a little not dumber, but they lost their technology. Their technology just kind of ran out to where they couldn't use it anymore. Essentially, the batteries ran out, you could say. So now they have to live off their own primal instincts. They no longer have their technology or their ships or anything to cross dimension or rely on. They have their own brute force, which might explain why in this story of the Battle of Ape Canyon, you saw this like more barbaric, animalistic tribe of back in the day, because they lost their technology. They lost their way back home. So now they have to live off the land. They're not happy about it. That would explain why they're barbaric. They're more animalistic,
Killing
like what we
people
think
and-
Bigfoot
yeah.
is. But in reality,
Territorial as well.
but in reality, Bigfoots are super smart. They come from a different dimension. The ones
Huh.
we have here just got stuck.
I guess I never really thought about
Can you
the
imagine?
possibility of Bigfoots, big feeties being being aliens.
I've heard
They just seem like
I've heard
apes.
it before, but can you imagine like being a hyper intelligent race and then not being able to get into a wood cabin?
Not being able to figure out doors, like very basic doors.
All these fucking we have all these Bigfoot because they left one behind. Fucking Cleesax got left behind, and now we can't fucking.
This is like
go
the,
to the woods at night.
This is like the fucking Leonardo da Vinci episode of Futurama, where like, yeah, he's super smart to us, but
Yeah.
like he's also the fucking
stupid.
moron of everybody else. So I can see
But
that.
yeah, that's kind of everything that ties in there. Like Bigfoot could be an alien. It ties into the missing 401. It ties into the Valley of the Headless Men. Honestly,
Which means it ties into
Washington?
Dulce base, I guess.
ties into Dulce. Yeah, honestly.
I mean, there are
the-
like what, like 12 to 18 or something, like different like race of aliens. So
Something like that. Yeah.
Bigfoot,
There
Big
are,
feeties could be one of those.
could be one of them. There are a lot of like supernatural and alienistic, a lot of activity going on in that Washington area.
what kind of
It's
activity?
fascinating.
I wonder what happens if I type into to my little sound fucking searcher. I wonder if I type in like Yeti orgasm.
I mean, that's what that was.
Right.
know
I
what?
just want to see
I
if
was
they're
just about
similar.
to ask.
Huh.
I was just about to ask, like, what would happen if I typed in patreon.com/deludipod into the browser?
that was a smooth one, man. I
Or if
think
I
you might
typed
end up
in-
you might end up at a place where you can find some bonus content. You might end up at a place where you can see some exclusive merch. You might end up at a place that will give you episodes all about SCP, all about our backlog of cryptids, I guess, because that tier's gone. Yeah, bonus content galore.
You
That's what
might
you'll find there.
What if I
you might even find our YouTube channel, and there's a little
Yeah, if I-
button that says
if I
subscribe.
typed in youtube.com/@deludipod, I might stumble across our YouTube page.
You might.
You might see things like Ripsaw the Tormentor living his daily life, or
Mike
these
shitting-
episodes live
Yep.
recorded, or
Mike shitting
Mike
his pants.
shitting his pants from playing a video game.
Oh yeah.
The
Ye-
funny thing is, Moot put his gameplay in
Yeah.
my visual up, so I was very confused because I was like, "That ain't me."
Yeah, it's like almost not obvious at first, and then until you start saying shit, and you're like, ah.
Mhm.
But also, if
you
you
can
know,
go to
if you know Mike is a video game player, it's pretty obvious at first.
yeah. You can go to
It's fair.
buymeacoffee.com/deludipod, but it's going to be booze, not coffee. You can go to our Instagram. You can go to our Twitter. You can go to our Facebook.
Deludi.com.
We're
Go to our
at
threads.
Deludipod. No,
Yeah.
we're at Deludipod, or don't look on the internet everywhere. You can go to our Google phone number. It is 630-909-9366. You can leave us a voicemail. We'll play it on the show, or you can text us and we will respond to you. You can send us an email at deludipod@gmail.com. And then we will read those and respond back if we can. Let's see. Am I missing anything, boys? Oh, Spotify. You can go to Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
Give us a review on Spotify.
Review us.
5 stars would be dope, but I'll take anything I can get at this point. And then again, patreon.com/deludipod. We're gonna slowly but surely attempt to shift towards fourth wall
Yeah.
as another option for something.
We're
but
not
we'll
deleting
let you guys
Patreon,
know.
though.
Yeah, we're not deleting Patreon. We'll let you know when we do that.
Foreskin.com/deludipod.
Yeah. But again, 100 patrons and I'll drink mystery fluid there. So let's go. Let's do the
Most
dang
importantly,
thing.
though, go to YouTube, subscribe. Send the link to somebody. We literally are 100 subscribers away to monetize ourselves and a few watch hours, but that's the easy part.
Yep.
So
And-
please fucking shout it out. Just subscribe to the YouTube if
Do
you
what you
haven't yet.
can.
Even if you don't watch it, like it does everything for us. It doesn't cost you anything. So if you want to support us, that's a good way of doing so without having to spend a fucking dime.
Yep. And once again, I just want to shout out good friends of the show over at Ghoulish Mortals in St. Charles. They are a horror store with all the fun, spooky stuff in it. So go see them. Every time I go there, I buy a print. I have a bunch of Godzilla prints, and it's super fun.
Also,
so go
shout out.
wa-
Yeah, nope. Sorry, Mike. Didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good. I was pretty much done.
I also want to shout out, if you're in the Chicagoland area, check out the Grave Face Museum. If you're down there, if you like cults and occult stuff and just spooky things in general, it's a pretty cool place. Pretty cheap museum. Got a lot of cool stuff in there. You can see like pretty much all of the shit that we like here.
Shrunken
so
penises.
definitely a shrunken penis.
Okay.
Nice. But either way, if you go to either of those places, if you go to Ghoulish Mortals or the museum, tell them Deludi sent you. It'll put a smile on their face.
Yeah, or just go anywhere and tell them that we sent you, even if we didn't.
Go to the alley behind the CVS and tell the sketchy surgeon back there that Deludi sent you. He'll give you a third penis.
Yeah.
Take a shit in a Burger King and just
Tell
them
Deludi
Deludi
sent
sent you.
Definitely do that. Those are things I want to deal with on a Wednesday
Take
morning.
a shit in one of the show toilets at a Menards.
Yeah,
Tell
please.
Deludi sent you.
Pull a jackass.
I
for sure.
definitely wasn't pretending to shit on one of those a couple weeks back. So
Of
Nice.
course you were.
I just want to tell everyone to go kiss a dad wherever you can find one, and that I want you to kiss him so hard that you French him and you pop a tooth out with your tongue, and then take that, mail it to our PO box, which is in the descriptions of everything. Mail that tooth along with a copy of Megamind because I want a copy of Megamind.
All of that, what you just said, is literally the exact definition of a sex move called the careless whisper. I don't know how you got that in one, but there you go. Knowledge for whoever
The
wants to know what that
careless
is.
whisper.
Yeah.
Anyway, Doug, you got anything to say to people?
yeah, I want you to take your peen, but at this time, I think it only appropriate that you seek Mike out and you take his bean and you just slap
Yes.
your peen against Mike's bean, because I think Mike needs some company. I think he's a little lonely right now, and he could use a good peen bean slapping.
Oh yeah.
I'm not lonely.
He has
you
a
don't-
child.
You don't have to.
Sorry,
say,
that
you
was
don't.
the imaginary people. who made it.
You don't have to pretend, Mike. It's fine. We're here for you.
Oh, thank you. I'm
Uh,
not lonely. I have you guys. I have James Dean back here.
I'm
not
so
lonely.
sorry. We
Me
can't
too.
see it, so
It's right there.
Yeah, Doug.
Sorry, it's right there.
It's right there.
right. You right.
Guys,
Doug, or Jason, say
yeah.
people.
people. Stay paranoid, everybody. As always, watch out for them devil apes. They live among us apparently. They're everywhere. They're extra dimensional. They go by many names, but most of all, they smell really bad. And even though they are hyper intelligent, extra dimensional creatures that can transverse the multiverse, can't figure out doors or wooden cabins. Just don't know what it is or how to use it. So stay paranoid. The dumber you are, the more horrifying you are, apparently.
Oh, I will say, you know what's even worse than stinky mountain devils or Bigfoot?
No. What?
Everyone in Corbin, Kentucky.
Yeah, we haven't
Got
shat on
'em.
them in a while.
Fuck Corbin,
Go
Kentucky.
fuck yourself,
that felt
fucking
good.
Kentucky.
I know. I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, I'm gonna fucking just lay into these assholes tonight.
Yeah, they deserve it. There's a lot more they deserve, but is that all, boys? We got anything else to say?
That was threatening. That was so fucking threatening.
Yeah, they deserve more than that. But
Goodbye, everybody. I love you all equally. Bye.
good night.
We love you
everybody.
guys. Go fuck
K to
yourselves.
P.
Hi, I'm just trying to keep up with your podcast, Don't Look Under the Internet. And I just got to the Mandela Catalog episode just after the Monument Mythos stuff. I think it's time you got back to the Monument Mythos as, well, the series is finished. Anyways, that's all I wanted to mention. Your podcast is cool, and I am enjoying listening to it at work. Thank you.